Kia ora, welcome into the Form where we preview the best races coming up over the weekend, and taking centre stage this week will be Tauranga again. We look forward to the Group 2 Japan Trophy, as well as Riccarton heading down there for the breeders, and then touching across the Tasman too on two great races. So to talk us through this, we just got the smaller team with Bevan having the day off for Aidan, Rodley and Leith to try and pick us all of those winners. So let's have a look what's coming up on the agenda. We'll start with our feature out of Tauranga, the Group 2 Japan Trophy. Our racetrack is, as usual, heading down to Riccarton, really looking forward to the Breeders' Stakes down there. The Aussie preview, of course, the William Reid and the Group 1 Golden Slipper. Alexandra Park with Craig. We've got Group 1 action there on Friday night. And our best bets, we'll try and find you those for the weekend. Our domestic feature this weekend's out of Tauranga, the Group 2 Japan Trophy. So Aidan, let's head to you. We had racing there last weekend. Are we getting similar conditions this time?
Not so sure actually, Pip. Obviously gorgeous day in the region at the moment. Thursday, Friday look like really good sunny days, but there's a bit of rain coming through on Saturday in the forecast at least, so there will probably be rain on the day, a rain affected track. Currently, as you can see in the graphic here, a soft 5 in the rail outer touch, so hopefully that rain won't have too much of a bearing and we get good conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep our fingers crossed, because the feature will start later on in the program. Race number 7 on the card. It's over the mile, the Ultimate Mazda Japan Trophy. Open affair too, according to the market. You've got Rudyard at $5.50, Jaffe at $5.50 also. Then you're getting into a runner like St. Bathans at 6s, and only 2 other runners in single figures at this stage. Leith, it's over the mile, so who do you see injecting the speed?
Yeah, Powell won last start from in front, well rated by Narco Haley. So from gate 7, he looks like the natural leader. Roadyard will follow him across. St. Baffin's got a bit of speed, and so is Rusty Lane. So it's going to suit those back markers like Jaffe, who's probably going to sit midfield. Cognito will get back as well.
Well, you've got Financier sitting close enough to the speed. Let's head back to the run at Ellerslie. We've got a soft lead on this occasion. Aidan tried to kick off at the top of the straight. What did you make of the third in the end?
Yeah, the horse is going super, Pip. 4 starts back this preparation, a couple of wins and a couple of minor placings. And forward on okay. Has a tricky barrier draw to overcome today. The horse out wide on the track is Rudyard, who hits the line nicely, does finish into 4th spot, but comes in 3.5 kilograms better at the weights this week, which I think is a key point, Lee.
Yeah, it certainly is. Michael McNabb on this week as well. So yeah, I think Financier's run was probably a little bit better than it looked. He's not a natural leader, so you know I think the jaw's going to suit him where they can ride him with the speed, and Rudyard will probably just park just outside the leader and be given every opportunity.
Financier a couple of starts back beat home Jaffe, who last time out came out and won the $350,000 Rangitoto Classic. The run from Lungjun Zhongfeng out wide on the track, not bad. But one you know a little bit about here, Leith, Jaffe, boy, the record's good, isn't it? What, 3 from 8, 3 minor placings, has done very little wrong so far.
Yeah, her sectionals out of the race were really good as well. She came home in 34 seconds, and she was 11.7 the last 200. So look, she's a little bit difficult, but if the track stays firm, she's going to be awfully hard to beat. 3 starts ago, she raced at Tauranga, and she ran second behind Master Face. So look, she's going really well at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's a 2.5 kilogram swing that Financier, after beating Jaffe home, actually comes in better again. So I don't think there's a lot between that pair. Here's St. Bathans, a horse who's been doing it both sides of the Tasman, going really well. Placing here last week was pretty handy. I thought fought on really well, and I think we'll only come on with this run, Lee.
Yes, it certainly will. Look, he's had a win on the track before. He's only had 2 starts, so he really likes his place as well. So, look, I think if it rains, he really comes into this race.
I'm going to take you back to the Group 1 Herbie Dyke Stakes and have a look here. In fact, this is the New Zealand Stakes where we see Skyman run a very good 4th. This is weight for age Group 1 company at 2,000 metres. Now, both of these 2 horses are dropping back. Marliston, whose whole preparation has been, you know, he's been terrific all prep. Not easy to make up ground in this, but Skyman was good, and so too was Marliston. How do they fit into this race back to the 1,600 metres?
Yeah, even though Skyman was beaten 6.6 lengths, he had his first trial when he came back to New Zealand, and he ran second to Legato at Tauranga. So look, we know he can cope with the track as well, and look, he's definitely well suited at the weights.
That's what the guys are liking as far as the form goes and form references into it. What about the connections? We'll start with Dylan Johnson from Stephen Marsh's stable, and Aidan just asked him how these two are going leading into this.
Yeah, he's been really good in all his runs here, just probably without luck. So look, the drop back to the 16 is probably suitable. He's run well at that at that distance. The conditions of the race really suit a horse like him. So and he's been going great. So I think with the right sort of luck, which he hasn't had in his runs so far, he can certainly figure.
Okay, and Financier's been terrific. All preparation. What about him? How's he leading into this?
Yeah, he's been a model of consistency. Probably just got caught in front last time, which is not really how we'd like to ride him. Like to obviously try and take a sit just behind the speed, and yeah, he's the sort of horse, if he can get that right run and be produced late, he's a horse who Stephen and the team have had a good opinion of right the way through. So he certainly deserves his chance at this level.
AOTL lad, obviously he's rising 8 now, but he seems to be near on career best form. I thought his run in the Kaimai Stakes was super. Probably better suited to the mile as well, so we've kept him pretty fresh back from 2000, and like his works on Tuesday was actually really good, so really happy with him.
Cognito's been terrific this preparation as well. How's he prepared?
Yeah, good. I think the run at Hawke's Bay was okay. We've sort of just fiddled with a bit of gear. I'm not sure he's being that genuine sort of at stages and times in it during his prep. The jockeys have been on of opinion that he probably hasn't put in 100, so we've just taken the blinkers off and added a shadow roll, get him thinking a bit, and hopefully that can sort of spark him up.
Yeah, look, I'm happy with both horses. They come in well at the weight. It's been set weight and penalty, and it's a nice race for them. But we're coming back in distance. We've had to freshen them up, but like they're right up there in the rating, so certainly deserve their spot in the field, and it'll be nice to see a form reversal for both.
He's always performed well on the back up before, so I think look, any rain would have been ideal. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but he'll run well.
Yeah, really pleased. Obviously, he's been going really well this preparation, just gone to a new level. His last run at LSE was good, carrying the 60 kilos. He just wasn't as clean away from the barriers and gave him a fair head start and just got held up a touch at the 200, but he was still making good ground off some pretty handy horses, even carrying top weights. So he gets in on a very nice weight on Saturday, and I think back up to the mile is really going to suit. So no, he should be a good chance in the race.
It's probably a little bit tricky for him at tight turny track. Obviously he likes to get back and storm home, so it's not ideal, but not a lot of choices around at the moment, so not a bad little lead up. Hopefully the track stays good. His biggest issue is he likes a good track, nothing too shifty, so the tracks are getting a bit tired. That's my one concern.
And won't be good too for Pam if they do get that rain. So selection time now, Leith. Who's the one for you? And it looks like an open race.
Look, I'm going to go for Jaffe on top if it stays in that good rain. If it happens to rain, I think St. Baffin's will be my next pick as well. But I think Jaffe is definitely my pick in the race.
I think really crucial to the outcome of this race is the conditions of it. The set weights and penalties is perfect for Rudyard at this point of his preparation. Just the way he comes in better than Financier, he comes in better than Jaffe. Just all that sort of comes together as a jigsaw puzzle. It says Rudyard at the end of it for me, Pip.
And paying a nice price as well, like that, Aidan, as we now move on to the first race on the program. This is for the 3-year-olds, the Baileys, Tauranga and Mount Maunganui over the 1,400 metres. Heading the betting is Alvento at 3.20 and Usay Dorsey at 4.2. The other runner found nicely here. So that's a look at the market. Let's take you back to Alvento, winning last time at Matamata, and slingshot them from the back of the field here, Aidan.
Yeah, really good performance from one who's going well too. This is in pretty handy special conditions. Maiden race 2, had been a winner back 3 starts as well, and the form looks to be solid enough. The horses like To Catch a Thief further back. Provence was unlucky, he's come out and won since. Darcy's Angel unlucky and has placed since. So looks to be a key form race, Leith, and a good player in this race too. How did you assess the horse?
Yeah, it certainly does. Look, I think Opie had a little bit in hand as well. The hardest thing about Tauranga, it's sort of plays for those leaders early in the day, especially when the rail's out 4.5 metres. So, look, it's good to see Billy Pin back riding as well, so I'm sure he's going to give it every opportunity.
Boy, these are, I thought, a speed map special in this race, and it was around Usai Dorsey. I didn't think there was any pace whatsoever, except for Usai Dorsey, whose form's been rock solid. Win, and a really good second in a strong race in behind Hattrick last time out. Hattrick goes round at rating 75 company, and looks to be a good chance at Tauranga on the undercard, but boy, this horse is going well, Leith, and I thought mapped very, very nicely indeed.
Yeah, he's really underrated, this horse, and look, Hattrick's is no slouch either. He's never gone a bad race, and I think from the draw, I think Joe Doyle will just be right there, maybe outside the leader or in behind the leaders, and I think it's definitely the horse they all have to beat.
Listening to you, Leith, it sounds like maybe you're with Usai Dorsey there. Is that your tip in the race?
I am, Pip. I think the $4.20 is a good price to be backing in a small field. Look, the horse has been right-handed at Ellerslie last start, so I think it's the one they all have to beat.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just thought this was an absolute speed map special. First race of the day at Tauranga, which can play on speed anyhow. There's only really Charmer as the other speed influence in the race, and I thought Usai Dorsey could just lead them a merry dance, as they say, Pip.
We might get us off to a nice start there, both of the team liking Usai Dorsey in the first. And don't forget too, the first 4 races from Tauranga are bonus back opportunities, so make sure you get involved there. If you don't pick that winner, you can get that bonus bet into your account on your first fixed odds investment if they end up finishing second or third. That's a look at the feature previews out of Tauranga for the weekend. Good luck on the punch. Time for Racetrackers on the form as usual, Leith. So we're going to start with you. Who's the one you found this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Cindy from last Saturday, Alan Sherritt, train runner. Look, it got sort of bogged down on the inside. The track was playing a little bit slow on the inside, sort of first couple of races. And look, the horse played up in the gates and hit his head. So look, I think it's a little bit of a forgive run, even though on paper it looked a little bit disappointing. I know Alan Sherritt's going to freshen him up and aim him at the Cambridge Breeders on April the 29th, and I think he'll be back to a winning groove by then.
I'm going to take you back to Ashburton last week. Look for a luckless runner. Back on the fence in the yellow cap is a devil in disguise, and the whole way down the straight, Ashwin Goindasamy looking for a gap. He's in behind the eventual winner. Lady Sway there tries to push out onto Diamond Riviere. The gap doesn't come, and finally went into the clear, which really wasn't until too late. Hits the line okay. I think this horse will be fitter for the outing, and obviously a little bit unlucky in that video, Pip.
Yeah, boy, that was an unlucky watch there. And this is Bevan Sweeney's racetracker as well. Of course, he's going for We Will Rock. He's telling me that the blinkers should go back on at Trentham in 2 weeks. He needed a couple last prep before smashing them at Hastings. Guy mentioned they are looking at Aussie again, and they think he's better than last year. The only concern is that he did hang a little bit on Saturday, but he will win one of his next 2 starts, according to Bevan, so he will rock. And I'm going to go for a greyhound. She won her debut run. She's going around in the Golden Maiden Final on Thursday next week. Who's she the sister to? He's All Go, that we've certainly heard a bit about on this show already. Big Time Lauren here in the pink rug. Now, she went the fastest time for the maidens, 25.64. Considering Blazing Master went 25.39, a dual Group 1 winner. Very good time. She ran home in 8 seconds flat. She had the best lead up, 8.88. Even the greyhound in behind her looks a real follow, but Big Time Lauren from a wonderful litter. I just think follow her, continue your investments, and you'll be making some money in the coming months. So here's a summary of our racetrackers. Cindy for Leith, Devil in Disguise for Aidan, Bevans with We Will Rock, and I'm with Big Time Lauren. It is the South Island Breeders' Stakes Day down at Riccarton on Saturday. Once again, Ada, let's head to you. What are we looking like weather and track conditions?
Well, I think it's the inverse of Tauranga. Certainly there's a little bit of early rain in the week, but getting into Saturday, I just don't think there's, well, certainly on the radar, it doesn't look as though that Christchurch is going to cop it too much. So currently a soft 5. I think conditions could be nigh on perfect for what looks a really good day. A terrific undercard on this card as well, Pip.
It does. Hopefully that sunshine keeps on going in race number 8 here. We look forward to this. The Valachi Downs South South Island Thoroughbred Breeder Stakes at Group 3 level. Again over the mile, Dazzling Miss heads the betting for Terry Ray at 360. Ears back at 4.5 for John Blackadder, and Miss Layla at 550. Leith, what's the speed doing in this?
Yeah, I thought maybe Divine Sava, they might take a sit on it. It looks like Ears Back will go forward from its draw. Dazzling Miss will go forward. Elegant Lady will just get a nice sit in behind them. Watch Out be just in behind midfield. And Lady Talina doesn't show a lot of speed out of the gate, so there'll be a back market for sure.
Well, let's have a look at your favourite Dazzling Miss. And look, this was a pretty game effort here, Aidan, considering she had to sit 3 wide throughout in a small field.
She's been good all preparation. Boy, she's running some pretty handy company. A couple of starts back, running second to Perfect Scenario in a Group 3 White Robe Lodge Wait for Age. This run very good, and behind is a pretty talented horse, Sorrel, but obviously with a gap of just over a month, she should be taking benefit. She's a big contender in this race, Leith.
Yeah, I think it was a good lead-up race for her. Look, she was caught 3 and 4 wide the whole way, so to sort of fight on like she did in the last 200 metres, it was a pretty good run. I know Terry Ray will have a spot on for Saturday.
Yeah, very similar in form lines as Ears Back, who had run 4th in that White Robe Wait for Age and behind Dazzling Miss, and then comes out and wins at Invercargill last time out. This was a handy effort as well, beats home Watch Out, who's been maybe just a little bit below what we'd expected of her this preparation, but still really good hitting the line this day. And like you say, Leith, I think they'll be positive here with Ears Back today.
Yeah, she looks like she'll probably land outside the leader or maybe lead, and the best thing about it, Jasmine Fawcett's won on her before, so she knows it pretty well.
Absolutely. I'm thinking this form line might be as good as any. Lady Talina, this is Puntura, so winning this race. Now, in behind her are quality horses. 2 horses we've just spoken about in the Tauranga preview. So to run third, beating home the likes of Skyman, Lingjung Zhongfeng, who go around in the Group 2 feature, Campionessa, who's a Group 2 winner Australia since. Jesus, is a form line, Leith.
Really good form race, isn't it, Aidan? Look, the thing with her, she jumps out a bit slow, but look, she's good if the track does sort of get to that soft range. 55 kilos, she's got to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, and a nicer price in that market too. Well, let's get back to connections. And Aidan caught up with Jasmine Fawcett and just asked her what it's like to ride a horse that she's got such a good connection with.
Yeah, absolutely. John Blackadder and I have got a good strike rate together, and he knows the horse well, and she's had a little freshen up and she should be good to go.
Yeah, really good last time out. How did you assess her performance?
Yeah, she was really strong to the line, very brave performance. Lisa Allpress rode her. She gave her a good rap, so I'm quite confident this weekend.
Yeah, she's in good form. We gave her a short freshen up following the Dunedin Gold Cup run, which was really good. Probably a bit unlucky not to get the victory there. But look, she's freshened up well. We gave her an exhibition gallop at Ashburton last week, and all reports from Hunter, she's gone the right way, and her work yesterday was super. So really happy with her heading in towards Saturday.
Her form's been good since going down south, and she's been really competitive down there, and probably had an opportunity to have a go at some black type, which is obviously valuable for those wild-bred fillies, which she is.
Yeah, she was 5th in this race last year. Can you compare her condition going into this one?
Yeah, she's a year older, a year stronger. She's sort of taken time. She's not an over big mare now, but yeah, look, she goes into the race well, and with the right draw, right run, should be competitive.
Right, time for selections. Leith, who's the one in the Group 3 for you?
Yeah, I'm going to go for the top weight pit. Look, I think Lisa Allpress has won on her before as well, and look, I think she's been perfectly placed for this week, and she never goes a bad race. I'm all over her.
I'm going to go to Lady Talina. I think that Thorndon Mile is a key form line. Has beaten some very good horses. Horses we've spoken about that should be competitive in the Japan Trophy at Tauranga. I think you can be forgiving of the last run at Otaki, which really did favour those a little bit closer to the speed. I think there's enough speed in this race that Lady Talina can get it truly run and can be running over the top of them. So at a price and as a fitting winner of the Breeder Stakes, on with Lady Talina, Pip.
Like it, Aidan, and that race gets underway at 4:22 as we now move it to the middle of the program. Race number 4 here, the Johnny Fresh Starfield and the Oldhurst Open Sprint over the 1400 metres, headed by the Pitman runner, 250 into 240 now. Mystic Park, Perfect Scenario at $3, and then you're getting out to runners like Sassy Merlot at $7.50. Let's take you back to Mystic Park's last victory. Wasn't rating 75 here, Aidan, but boy, he was impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. This horse just seems to be such a progressive horse. You see out wider on the track Strike Force, who's probably a go-forward horse in this race again, but just the way that Mystic Park's able to put them away, has now won 4 of 8 and just seems to be getting better and better, Leith. I thought a big contender, especially from the minimum.
Oh, it's certainly, you know, with the 54 kilos, Tina's ridden him the last 3 starts. And look, he probably should have really won the last 3 on it as well. He's been a little bit unlucky 2 starts ago when he was second. Like you said, he's a real progressive horse, and look, he loves Riccarton as well.
Yeah, Perfect Scenario will carry the top weight, 58 kilograms after Donovan Cooper's 4 kilogram claim. But horse has been going very well. Obviously a White Road winner last time out, but before that had won the lead up in really good style. Just seems to be a real late summer autumn horse. But does a big weight sort of bother you at all, Leith?
It does a little bit. Look, the best thing about him though, he's drawn barrier 1, so if he can sort of posse 3 back on the rails, if he's not too far away from them, don't think he can beat Mystic Park, but he can definitely run top 3.
Sassuolo was a lot better last time out at Hastings, a horse who will probably be the pacemaker in the race. They had considered the Breeder Stakes when sending her down, but just opted for the shorter trip, the 1400 metres, which might sort of suit her a bit. A better run, what can she be capable of in this, Leith?
Yeah, I think the best thing was Jasmine was having her first ride on the horse as well, so she's a little bit quirky, but I think if she can get out the gates and get a soft lead, look, I think, you know, Pam's probably set her for the race, so look, I still don't think they can beat Mystic Park, but look, she's definitely some top sort of 4 chance.
Well, Leith, I was going to ask you for your selection. Looks like you've just given it to us there.
Yeah, I think Mystic Park's probably one of the better bets of the day, Pip. Look, he's come in from $2.40 to some $2.50 to $2.40, and I think he'd be way too good.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Leith here. Mystic Park's just been doing everything so well. We saw from that video just how impressive he was last time out. He's clearly the horse to beat. What I've just got a bit of respect for is John O'Rourke. I know dropping back in distance, but does have really good ability. Good race, the Open 14.
Going on here, everyone is agreeing on the form. That's Riccarton. A look at the 2 features on the program. Again, bonus back opportunities on the first 4 races out of Riccarton, and their first on a 9-race program is at 12.10. So make sure you tune into the action and get involved in those bonus back opportunities. We look forward to plenty of action on Saturday, not only here but across in Australia too. And we're going to start with the William Reid at the Valley, and it features Imperatriz at $1.75, then Cylinder in behind, who beat her last start, of course, at $5.50, and then Bella Nipotina at $7.50. That's a look at the market. Let's go back to her last start, Imperatriz, in the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap. Obviously, Aiden had to carry such a big weight here. Does get beaten by Cylinder, but she was so brave.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that the key here is the switch back to Moonee Valley, where she has just had no chinks in her armour whatsoever. Cylinder was really good down the outside this day and looks to be a fair opposition for her again, but there's a 6 kilogram swing back to weight for age conditions and at Moonee Valley. Surely that really favours Imperatriz. It's just whether, you know, the horses like Bella Nipotina can improve enough, Leith, I thought.
Yeah, look, she was so brave, wasn't she? Look, she had a little bleed in the race as well. But like you said, the 6.5 kilo swing, I know she's drawn barrier 10, but if Opie can just get a little bit of cover, even if he's 3 wide, look, Cylinder's drawn 1, but look, if she just loves the Valley, she just grows another leg there and just, you know, she could put a margin on them late.
Let's hope so. Well, let's hear from the stable, the Sam Burgesson, and Aiden just asked him about the tricky draw that she's got.
Yeah, obviously drawn barrier 10, where it's the second favourite who managed to knock her off there. In the Newmarket, drawn barrier 1, which I suppose isn't ideal, but sort of talking to Mark, he doesn't seem too worried. And look, Opie knows her really well. Probably out there, you take out bad luck out of the equation unless you are trapped wide, but it sort of does give them options. So I think they're not overly concerned. Well, obviously the weight swing is massive, and like she did have to lug the massive weight there last time, but all reports from Ben and the team over there in Cranbourne and Mark's over there now, they're really happy with her.
And that's what you want to hear if you're jumping into the $1.75. Aletha, can she keep her unbeaten record at the Valley?
I think so, Pip. Look, if Opie can just get a little bit of cover, 3 wide, look, I think she's going to be too good. Cylinder's a little bit of a danger, but you go for the field, and she's the best in it by far.
Maybe adopt the tactics he did in the Manikato. We went forward and led that day at Moonee Valley, and she blitzed them then. She's 4 from 4 on the track. What's her record? 18 from 25. She's a superstar for us, and I think she can make it 5 for 5 and add to her Group 1 tally this weekend, Pip.
Like that, and hopefully we can get a boost as well. She's currently 175. I'm sure the TAB will put on some type of feature there as we look ahead to the TJ Smith, another key racer coming up where she does hold a nomination here. Imperatriz, $2.80. Private Eye currently at $4.50. I Wish I Win $6, and Osmosis at $8. There's always that query, will she skinny in more if she does win at the Valley? So if you want that $2.80 back into that, and if she doesn't end up going there, you know you've always got that future proof just as a cover there if they don't end up starting. So we look forward to Imperatriz at the Valley, but what about Rose Hill, also in play on Saturday? We look forward to the 2-year-olds in the Group 1 TAB Golden Slipper, where Stormboy heads the betting at $2.30. Then you're getting to Switzerland at $4.80 and Lady of Camelot at $7.50, the only runner in single figures behind our faves. Let's look at Stormboy. He's been the favourite a long way out here, Aidan, and he shows why here.
Yeah, absolutely. His form is really faultless, and he's just got a way of going about him. This is his win in the Skyline Stakes, which was terrific. He just seems to go from strength to strength, Leaf, and look at the size of him out front. He looks like a true 1,200 metre 2-year-old type. Yeah, he's massive. Look, he was a little bit slow away, and look, he's drawn gate 2, so it gives Ryan more options. Gay Waterhouse, obviously she's got 6 runners in the race as well, so not saying there'll be a few blockers out there where they can't really take him on, but I'm sure Gay will have a plan where Stormboy gets an interrupted run. She's got a really strong team. Up against her, Switzerland, who's done everything right as well. James McDonald aboard for this one, as he had been in the Piero Stakes prior. And behind them, Straight Charge was okay. It's been going really nicely too. But Switzerland, Colt by Snitchell, he's just got a real willingness about him too. He didn't want to get defeated this day, and I wonder whether it's just around timing here for James. He's just going to get this bang on, but he's done it in the slipper in the past, Leaf. Exactly. Shinzo won for Coolmore last year as well. Switzerland, he's not overly big. He's going to need a real good ride for James from gate 7, but look, they paid $1.5 million for him, so look, if he wins this race, they've got 2 really good chances in the race, Coolmore, so it's can't wait for Saturday. The other race I wanted to show you, Leith, was this one, the Blue Diamond from Melbourne. And you can see here, this is a race that favoured those on speed. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th all come from the speed. But the winner, Hayasugi, comes from a mile off it, runs the quickest sectionals in the race, makes it 3 from 5. And well, she's got a tricky barrier draw for Jamie Carr. She's got so much upside. The 2nd horse is Lady of Camelot, who does run for New Zealand for Sir Owen Glenn. Your thoughts on the Blue Diamond? Look, I think it's pretty good form. It's really hard for those horses that have been racing in Melbourne going left-handed to go to Sydney and race right-handed. She's got a tricky gait. She was at the end of the spectrum at the sales. She was passed in for 16,000, so wow. Pretty good picking by the judges. There's some serious money put up for these horses. They may get some of it back on Saturday. So, Leith, can they beat the favourite Stormboy? I've got him on top. I think he's a freak of a horse. Barrier 2's a big plus. Look, I just can't see how they can beat him. If there is one to beat him, it's going to be James McDonald on Switzerland. I thought the one to beat him may have been Hayasugi from what we saw in that Blue Diamond. I was really impressed, and I think they will run it hard and suit, but I am with Stormboy. I'm in with the Brute. He could make it 5 from 5 and be a really popular winner of the slipper.
Good luck if you have had an investment on any of them in the Group 1. If you haven't, check out that market as well on tab.co.nz. And again, our 2 feature meetings are bonus backer opportunities on the first 4 races. So if you're looking to get involved here nice and early, then make sure you do. You've had that bonus back opportunity to play in not only at Rosehall, but the Valley as well on Saturday. So we cannot wait for all of the feature racing across the weekend, not only here, but that Group 1 action across in Australia. Make sure you catch all the action, TAB Trackside 1 on Saturday. Time for a harness on the form. It's Group 1 action out of Alexandra Park. It's a derby night on Friday. So let's take a look at the weather and track conditions, see what we're getting at the park. Now, beautiful shot. Looks like we're having a few showers, clearing to fine westerlies, a low of 15 and a high of 22. And our Group 1 on the program, really look forward to that. Race number 7 as we get to you, Craig, for a market.
Yeah, thanks, Philippa. I'm really looking forward to being on track on Friday night. Gee, the Derby, it's a great field, and it's headed up, obviously, by Cole Chisel here. He's drawn barrier 1, but he's not the favourite. Dreams Are Free. As we look at the market here, he's $2.80 out to $3 after winning last week. You've got Cole Chisel at $3.60, same draw as he had when he won the Alabar. Lovely draw, gate speed, he can use it. You've got Chase a Dream at $4.50. We Walk by Faith at $6. And out to Jeremiah and Christopher Dance, who are both chances but drawn awkwardly at $11 and $18 respectively. The key video to show is obviously the size stakes heat from last week, because not many horses can do what this horse did. Now that's Dreams Are Free outside Major Hot at the top of the lane. Wider out is Cold Chisel. He's trying to sustain a long run. Horses sneak up the inside as Chase a Dream. Jeremiah just to behind them, and then further back to the likes of Twister. And as we roll it on here, Nathan asked the son to roll at the top of the lane, and he just gets over the top of Major Hot here. Cold Chisel probably came to the end of his run about 100 off the line, and Chase a Dream on a very wet track was probably struggling to get through on the inside. Jeremiah running on very well. 280, barrier number 8. I thought it was a little bit too short for Dreams Are Free. I thought he was outstanding in winning there, but he's probably going to have to go back into the field early on here and work his way round. For that reason, I thought Cold Chisel from the inside looked the bet for me. Now, at $3.60, as I said, he won the Alabar from the same draw. I do think he's going to be very hard to beat. Of course, the same stable, same combination, won the Derby last year with Merlin, and I reckon they can go back to back. So for me, if I'm having a bet in the race, it's Cold Chisel at $3.60. I think he's an each-way bet. The main dangers, obviously, Dreams Are Free. I expect a better run from Chase a Dream, and my roughie in the race would be Jeremiah at a quote of around about $12. The Oaks is a good field as well. We're talking about one filly. Her name is All You Need Is Me. Let's have a look at the market for the Oaks. Of course, it's over the extreme distance of 2,700 metres. $1.40, but she's won 5 the last 6. You've got Duchess Megs at $6.50, winner of the Group 1 at Addington. You've got Ruby Row at $7.50, outstanding first up run at the park last start. And then Coastal Baby's kind of floated the other way after being second favourite. She's out at a quote now of around about $9 to $11. Key video last week was the Caduceus. Enormous performance by the winner. She actually stumbled at about the 1400. She's in front at this stage. All You Need Is Me. She threw a shoe at the 1200 metre mark, still was balanced enough to keep her gait and be too good for them. So she's in front. She got Duchess Megs to her outside. Coastal Babe on the trail, and further back to Ruby Row, who's running on in the blue colours. So we rolled it on here. Carter Dalgetty driving strongly in front, of course, out of Adore-Me, an outstanding mare. Duchess Megs at trying to close in, but she'd done plenty of work. She was parked out from the 1400. Coastal Babe and Ruby Row, who was eye-catching late, hitting the line very well. Now, All You Need Is Me's got barrier number 2. She's got a bit of gate speed, and I think the lead will be there for her. If she finds the front, the $1.40 would look quite good. Where's the value in the race? Well, I think you have to look at the horses running on from last week. The horses that will get a strong 2,700. They'll be Duchess Megxit and Ruby Row. They both found the line last week very well. The problem is, how do they get into the race without doing too much work? If you're settling on one, you've got to settle on the favourite. If I have an each-way bet, it'll be on Duchess Megxit. It's got an enormous night at Alexandra Park on Friday night. It's Oaks and Derby night. Philippa, really looking forward to being on track and bringing you the action from the park.
Thanks, Craig. And don't forget as well, on Friday, we've got the boosted action and the bonus bet as well. So you've got your bonus back in the first 2 races. If you don't find that winner, but you finish second or third, you can get a bonus bet up to $50, and that's on races 1 to 2. Catch all the harness action from Alexandra Park on TAB Trackside 1, the first race at 5:33. Time for our best bets on the form. Letha, who have you found this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go on the Golden Slipper Pip. I'm on Storm Boy. Look, he's the shortest price favourite since 2004 when Alingi raced in it, and it was won by Dance Hero. Gay Waterhouse, she's going for 8 wins in the Slipper, and I think she's going to get it this week with Storm Boy.
For me, I just hadn't realised this part of it, but I've got a jockey who I think might be just having her first ride in the race, that being Ali Soul, having her first ride, but she gets a prime opportunity because Herbert was a previous best bet of mine, didn't start that day, looks to be running very well. The last start, 5th, was in good company, had placed 2nd in the previous couple, so I hadn't checked and seen that we had a first starter jockey aboard, but Herbert, my best of the weekend.
And you get a nicer claim there as well. Now Aidan with the 4 kilos off as we have a look at the chopper. New Plymouth, the race number 5. This is Bevan's best bet. Comes back where he broke his maiden at New Plymouth. And then, of course, things went wrong for him at Trentham. So Bevan sticking with the chopper to bounce back on Friday. And speaking of Friday, I'm going to head for a greyhound there at Hattrick. And Whanganui, the dog in the blue rug, long non-white. She comes up in race 6, just beaten by 2 dogs that are one of them franking the form on Tuesday in Aston Bundy. So she'll do me for my best bet. Here's a summary of what we are liking. The chopper for Bevan, Aidan's with Herbert. I'm going for long non-white. The Wales jumping in with Mighty Logan, and Leith with Storm Boy. That completes the form for another week. Thanks, team, for all of your input. I'm sure we've built a little multi there together. And for everyone with the runners in this weekend, good luck, and good luck on the punch.